Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the PL-300 exam preparation series where we are looking at the third learning path, visualize and analyze the data. In this video, we are going to explore the topic configure conditional formatting, which is part of the section create reports. We have already talked about conditional formatting in some of the previous videos. So now is the time to explore what are the options available inside the conditional formatting in the various visuals of Power BI and how we can configure it. So now let's go to the Power BI desktop environment and see how we can configure conditional formatting. Inside the Power BI desktop environment, for all the visuals that we have seen, which belong in this area, and even for some of the visuals that we haven't explored as yet, which are the custom visuals, there is an option that is available in different areas of the visual. So let me just pull in a clustered column chart here. So it's a blank clustered column chart right now. So if I pull in a couple of fields here, so let me just bring my product brand into the x-axis and let me just put the total cost in the y-axis so that I have a clustered column bar chart. So let me in fact change it into a clustered column chart so that it is more visible. So this is the visual that we have created. So as soon as a basic visual is created, you have all the formatting options available here in this format pane here. So for all the options, you are going to find mainly for the text and the color, you are going to find this kind of an icon which has FX written, and if I just hover over this icon, it says conditional formatting. So it is here for the text, here it is available for the color, text color, for the background color. Similarly, if I go and click on the y-axis, then here again I can see it for the color. Again for the title I'm going to see it. So there are multiple areas that you are going to see in your visualization where you find this conditional formatting option. So what is this conditional formatting option actually doing? So let's just first explore this conditional formatting option for the color, for the text color. So inside I'm inside the title option here, and I have inside the text color option here. So right now I am here looking at the text color. So here if I just go and click on this FX, it is going to open up a conditional formatting window. So inside the conditional formatting window, we normally have three types of options, but in certain cases, these options might be two, or in certain cases, there could be just one. So here it says format styles, and here it says rules. So there is a rule that we can define. So if I just click here on the rule, then I see that there are two other options, gradient and field value. And let's now look at each of these. So in fact, instead of putting the color for the title, I think the best way to visualize this is that if we go in the bars area. So let's go in the bar area and let's explore the same inside the bar area. So let's first have a look at the rules. So what is the rule option saying here is that you are required to give a field on which you want to define a rule. So I can put any field from my data pane here and I can define a rule here. So in the visual, we are having a look at the total cost. So it would make sense that we define the rule based on the total cost. So but that is something totally up to us. We can pick anything here. So I have gone into this area and I have picked up the total cost. So here I am saying that based on the total cost, I need to define a rule. So here if it says if value is, and then I have the option to define whatever uh, you know rule I want to make. So if it can be greater than, equal to, greater than, equal to. So I say that okay, if the value is greater than 0, and I have the option to pick a percentage or a number. So here it means that if the value of total cost is greater than or equal to 0 and it is a number, because we know that total cost is a number, and it is less than, let's say, 5,000, and again it is a number, then I want to give a color which is this, right? So this is a very simple rule, one if condition that I have given, and let me just click on OK. So here if I come, you can see in the visualization that all those brands which have a total cost value of less than 5,000. So here it is 48666, and for this brand which is excellent, it is 5100. So all the brands which have a value of total cost less than 5,000, they have been turned into this pink color. The bar has been turned into the pink color. So this is how we can create a rule based conditional formatting. So if you want to undo this, then you can come here and just press on this icon and the conditional formatting will be removed. If you want to edit, then you can again click on this area and then you can go and you can edit. So I can even add a new rule here. So the new rule could be that if okay, less than 5,000, it is this color. So if it is greater than or equal to 5,000 and let's say less than 10,000, so I have created another rule. Make sure that you have the right selection here. So it is a number. Then I say, okay, give it a color, which is this green color. So let me go and press OK. So now you see that now there is another color that has been added here, and it is now working for all the values which are greater than 5,000 and less than 10,000. So this is how you can create a rule and you can pass any color that you want. So ultimately, as we are doing it on a color, so it has to be some kind of a color thing. Obviously, if we are working on text, then the value has to be text. But we are going to have a look at the text value in a bit, but let's focus on the color bit first. Now let's see the other option. So first I'm going to just remove this conditional formatting and then I'm going to go into the same area. And now instead of the rule, I'm going to select another option, which is a gradient option. So what is this gradient option saying? So the gradient options is saying that again, I have to pick some field from my data pane, and again because it makes sense to have the same thing which is in the visual, so I am going to pick my total cost. So here I can give a value of total cost, and here I am going to define a gradient for my color. So based on the cost value, I can define a color. So here I have two options. If I come here on this area, so I have two options. First is that I can manually give a value. So I can actually come and give a manual value here. Otherwise, I can say, okay, if you have the lowest value, just go and figure out what is the lowest value and select the color for the lowest value here. Then similarly for the highest value, you can do this and pick a color for the highest value as well. And if I want to add a middle color in the gradient, so if I want to have a middle color in the gradient, I can also have the middle value here. So let me now just do that, and let me just pick up a color here. So I'm going to pick this as the lowest value, then I'm going to pick this color as the medial value, and then I'm going to come here and pick this one as my highest value. So this is the gradient, the information how it will look on my bar chart. So this color here is now pointing to the lowest value, and this color gradient within this area is now going to point to the maximum value. So now let's click on OK, and you are going to see that this is how the visual has been changed, and you can see that there is a legend that has also been given. So it is also telling you that okay, these are the minimum, these are the maximum, and these are the middle values which correspond to the color, so the user can automatically go and check that okay, what is the value in terms of the color. So this actually adds more value to your visualization. So instead of giving one uniform color, you are also giving extra information that okay, the information that is given but through the length of the bar, you are also trying to highlight some information through the color value. So this is the second way of actually doing the conditional formatting, and this is through the gradient. So now let's go and see the third option which is available. So I'm going to I have just removed the conditional formatting, and now I'm going to go and select the third option, which is the field value. So what is the field value? So the field value requires you to create a measure that handles the conditional formatting. So creating a measure means that we are going to write some DAX that is going to change the color of the bars. Remember, we are working with the color bars here. So obviously, whatever DAX we write, we need to write a DAX that actually returns a value of a color based on whatever rule we want to create or whatever thing we want to actually do inside of DAX. So this is the option that gives you the maximum flexibility. The drawback is that you have to actually write a DAX. In the previous two options, you did not have to write anything, but here you have to write the DAX. And obviously, if you are writing DAX, then you can do anything you want. You can have multiple conditions, you can include other measures, you can include multiple measures. You can do anything that you want in this area. So we are not going to actually spend time looking at this. We are just going to look at a very simple measure that we are going to create, and then we are going to come back, and then we are going to add that measure field in this area. So let me just cancel this, and let me first create the measure that we want on this particular visualization. So now what I have done is that I have created a measure bar chart color, and I created another table so that I can put my conditional formatting measures inside that table. So what I have done here is that I have created this bar chart color, and this is the measure that has been created. So this is the name of the bar chart, the measure, which is bar chart color. And this is just a very simple if condition, where inside the if condition, I am checking that, okay, if the total cost is greater than 10,000, then give a value of this color. So this is the value, and this is how you actually give the value. So you have to return the color in this way. So this has to be a digit hex code, and you need to have this hash value. So if the cost is greater than 10,000, then return this color, otherwise return this color. So this is a very simple measure, because we are not actually going and studying conditional formatting. We just need to understand that how we can do the conditional formatting. So if I just get out of this particular measure and go back into the conditional formatting options, so I will go, and again I'm going to go and select the feed value, and now I'm going to select this particular measure. So I'm going to go in the conditional formatting, select bar chart color, and then I'm going to click on OK. And now you can see that the bars have been given colors here in this area. So this value is the value that meets the condition. So this value is greater than 10,000, because we know that the sorting has been done in the descending order. So these values are greater than 10,000, so these have been assigned this color, and the values which are less than 10,000, which was the other condition, then this color has been assigned. So this way you can use DAX to actually give colors, and through the DAX you have, you know, anything that you want to create, you can do it through the DAX. You have maximum flexibility. So remember that these are the options which are available for most visualizations. In certain scenarios, you could have either just the gradient available, or maybe you have the field value and the gradient available, or maybe you just have the field value available. So it totally depends that in what area you are going and you are applying the conditional formatting inside your formatting pane. So this was all about the color. So let's just quickly see, like I said, that we have other areas. So let's just click on the title here. So let's talk about the title of this particular area, particular visual. So here, if I go here in the text area, this area, I can also see. So I can actually dynamically change based upon the conditional formatting. I can dynamically change the title of this. So if I want to actually do that, I just need to go and click on this FX sign, and here if you come, the only option that you are going to find is the field value, because obviously we do not have anything to do with the color. So now we can go and create a DAX measure that actually applies some kind of a DAX logic, and based on that DAX logic, you are going to actually change the title of this visual. So I am not going to go into this because you are not required to actually write DAX code, or you have to actually perform such kind of a calculation in the PL-300 exam. But just remember that wherever you are going to find the FX icon, you can go and do the conditional formatting. Primarily, it is done for the text and the color part. And you must know that the three options, what is the difference between the three options, because people tend to confuse between the field value and the rule base. So you should be clear that okay, the field value is the DAX thing, the rule means that you have to create a rule, and the gradient means that the gradient is related to the color that you want to declare. So that was all about the conditional formatting, and I will catch you up in the next video.